Hi, welcome to the final video of 2024, literally releasing this on New Year's Eve. If you saw the community post I put out a couple weeks ago, yes, this was the bonus video I was discussing. It's a lot more laid back, I'm going to put that out there. This is a lot more laid back with some probably related gameplay. It's more rambly, it's more, if you want, my more scripted reviews, wait till 2025. You're not gonna get that here. This is more of an insight for videos that have already existed. Sorry if it's, again, rambly, because this is not at all scripted. I'm just going off the cuff, but yeah. This is more like a bonus features video. Like, it's not like a proper video. It's, like I said in a DVD, like the bonus features, like this is like extra content. This isn't a proper video in the normal way that I usually upload. Like I said, scripted reviews, video essay, shit like that. This isn't one of them. So yeah, we're gonna go through literally every video I've uploaded this year and kind of talk about them, what I think about them. At the end of the year, would I change some things, some fun stories to do with the video, stuff like that. We'll just have some fun. Because instead of like dropping another big essay or something to end the year, I want to turn it on a more of a light note, more fun, do something different, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But before I actually get into the videos, I want to thank you all. This has been an incredible year for the channel, for everything. I started this year with around 30 subs, genuinely. If you go on the Hazbin hotel video, there's like a small image of my channel, it says about 30 subs. Hell, checking my New Year's wish list, it was to hit 50 subs. So the fact that we are currently, as of recording, 295 subscribers have just blown my expectations. Like, if 100 subs would be like, no way. Nearly 300 is crazy to me. Yeah, thank you all so much. I've clearly been a lot more active this year compared to the last two, where I kind of got into ruts on specific videos, or I'd get super deep into a project, then kind of fall out of love with it. The Frontiers video last year, I brought that up in that channel update at the end of that year. I made a Sonic Frontiers video. I was gonna make it. I promised myself I'm gonna make it. And then obviously the updates happened, and then if I had something written down, I'd have to change it later because it'd be invalidated. So then I'd also have to rush out a video, before the update comes out. And it was just I was just trying to I guess catching on a hype. I was just rushing through the recording session. I don't have it saved, but I remember I was just gunning it straight to the end. It was not a fun experience. So yeah, and then in late 2023, I kind of just wrote a video about Sonic Prime. Just kind of wrote it, and I had a lot more fun because it was a lot more laid back. That was also a problem, is I was going from one big project, which was the Forces video, and that was a horrible working experience. I did the final bit of that game in one night before a school day, which fucking sucked. I was practically crunching myself. It wasn't good. It definitely didn't, I don't like going from one big project to another massive project. Yeah, so as I was saying about the Prime, I did a smaller video, about 6 minutes, and I had a lot more fun with it. And then around Bonfire Night. On Bonfire Night of 2023, I kind of thought to myself, Sonic Frontiers is turning 1 year old and I still have that gameplay footage. What if I just make a little AMV? So I did. And it was a good video. It was my biggest one for a decent portion, about 400 subs, which, now after videos are doing really well, that's chump change. But, at the time that was a big deal. And going into the new year, I tried to just stop second guessing myself on a video, kind of go with my gut, is this a good idea, and then just do it. And clearly I've got a lot more, where the last 2 years it was about 2-3 videos a year. This year I've had 10, 13, I'm pretty sure. It's I don't have the exact number on me, but that's a big deal. And the fact that the videos themselves are a lot longer, especially near the end of the year, which I'll get into when we get there, it was more fun. I know these were big projects, but they were, projects I was passionate about. Forces, I don't like the game. Not many people do. I wasn't obviously that passionate, so it wasn't a great time working on it. But with Frontiers, a game which, I do have my issues with, overall I do like, and I'm somewhat passionate about, and that was a more fun video to work on. you know, just discussing what I enjoyed about the game, my flaws. Yeah, actually, you know what, I'll leave it, because we'll get there when we get there. Sorry, this has gone on way too long. Very rambly, as you can tell. I kind of repeat myself. But anyway, on to the actual first video of the year, which was... So, the first video of the year was the Hazbin Hotel one, discussing, more specifically, Episode 1 and Episode 2, because at the time, there was this thing on, I'm pretty sure it's the A24 app, where if you got, like, it's a weird thing, but if you got, like a deluxe edition set of the show, I don't know how it works, but there was these premium, like, packs for fans, and that would include getting the first 2 episodes early by about a week. And, you know, this happened, I didn't buy it, but when this happened, a famous Vivzy Pop, like, leaker who leaks hell of a boss, Hazbin Hotel stuff, all the time, animatics, Patreon shit, fuck it, whatever. So they just dropped the first 2 episodes, and I just downloaded them and watched them, you know, a week before we're, you know, legally supposed to, but whatever. I watched it, and obviously I didn't want to credit them because they're a bit shady as well. They post, like, I haven't checked the channel in a while. This is about 2 years ago, so I don't know if it's still accurate, but they'd post, like, cropped NSFW animations of characters. I don't remember how they did it, if it was, like, zoomed in, but I'm not going to go, you know, look back and check. This is about 2 years ago, but yeah, I didn't want to credit them, so you can probably tell in the video, I blur out their, like, watermark every time it pops up. Also, that explains why, because it's leaked, it's in a very lower quality, especially compared to the trailers, any officially released Vivzy Pop stuff, or the pilot, which is, like, in actually 1080p compared to the episodes, which are in about 480p. I haven't really made any Vivzy Pop content before or after this, but kind of in a love-hate relationship where I do love things, but also I'm not her biggest fan. I definitely have a lot of issues with her shows, and sometimes even the way she presents herself and responds to criticism. You can more look on my Twitter, because I do, that's mostly where you'll see the Vivzy Pop stuff, but yeah, I wasn't her biggest defender. And after watching the 2 episodes, I thought episode 1, kind of rocky, it's not great, but the episode 2, that was actually kind of an upgrade. I have watched the full show, and I haven't watched it since it came out fully, but I remember it being pretty good. I remember it being alright, like a 6 or a 7. If I do make a review, which I might when season 2 is around the corner, I might hop on and might make a video around then. I'll obviously rewatch it and a more authentic review, because like I said, haven't seen it since it came out. That was almost a year ago. So, but for what I said in the video, I agree with. I think I exuded my points really well, but problems are more to do with, like, technical, you know, the way I have less enunciation. I just sound like I'm mumbling, you know. There's no energy. There's no energy in the vocal direction. My audio was shit at this time. Obviously, it's a lot better now, because I have a very sort of ratchet setup, but, you know, who the fuck cares? It gets better audio quality, so I'll go with it, you know? Yeah, it's a good video. I think the editing is, well, not superb. It's serviceable. It works. Obviously, if I do make a full series video, it'll get outdated. Who cares? But yeah, it's a good video. It's okay. It's just got more technical problems that you can more see in hindsight. But in the moment, it's alright. It was okay. Like about a 5 out of 10. Like, middle of the road for this year's content. And the next video was Sonic Prime Season 3. It's been such a long year with Sonic stuff, like Sonic 3, Sonic X Shadow, Shadow-related content. It is crazy to think Sonic Prime was the first thing we got this year. Hell, it even came out this year. Sonic Prime to me is like mid-2023. Like, Season 2 is when it kind of peaked for me. I forget Season 3 even happened this year. Again, like Hazbin, haven't watched it since it came out. I didn't even rewatch the Prime seasons for the original Prime video. You know, I didn't watch Season 1 and 2 before making that video, which you know, that was a shit idea. I don't know how well that video actually holds up, because again, I haven't watched like season 1 or season 2 since they originally came out, you know. Season 3, I said I had the unpopular opinion, I'm pretty sure, of I kind of liked it. In my notes here, I think I was teetering on a like a it's so bad it's good type of thing. You know, I said with like the two tails is the Mangy and Sales and Mangy. They did like a bomb, like a fake death. And that was really funny. You can tell it's more like a so bad it's good reaction. I think it's okay. You know, once again, it's a lot better than a Hazbin Hotel. I actually have enunciation in my voice a bit. The editing it's okay. I think it's fine. It's passable. It does have that thing on where the season 3 clips are more noticeably lower quality, but that's not unlike the Hazbin stuff where it's just, ooh, I leaked it, but it's more just, I just couldn't find the season 3 episodes in 1080p, which is weird, you know. I guess nobody actually cares enough to drop season 3 in a place where I can download it. Season 3 is like, whatever. I really don't care about Sonic Prime. I don't think anybody actually does, because nobody talks about it anymore, like it ever happened. There's not really much I can say, except like, I guess I agree. Kinda. It's okay, but I don't really have much to say on this one. The thumbnail is all I can really think of. I just think that one's frankly terrible. Honestly, I just think it's bad. But hey yo, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? I mean, I say that as I could change it, but I like keeping things the way they are. And I like meddling with history and shit. But yeah, on to the point. Sonic Prime Season 3. Haven't watched it since making that video. I guess I stand by it somewhat. I don't really know. Video was presented okay. In retrospect, obviously, could have edited it a bit better. Could have got the audio problem, because the audio problem still lasts for a long time, sadly. But you know, it's more just retrospect. But it's a higher up than the Hazbin video. But after this is the first Spider-Man video, which was the Kraven video, the only video essay, like character video essay on the channel. If anyone's wondering, I probably will eventually do another like character video essay, because that was a fun video, but I've just never, you know, I've been too busy in the long form stuff. I've never really thought about just a single character. That one was actually a pretty good video. You know, there's just like a lot of fun facts, like while that video came out in February, mid-February, it was actually mostly written in the following December, previous December, you know, December 2023. But that it was only till Christmas I got an Elgato, you know, since Spider-Man is at least at the moment, as I was making this video, and still technically currently a PS5 exclusive. I needed obviously like a capture card to record the console footage, which I didn't have in December, so I just kind of had to wait around until I got one, which I did. It was just kind of up in the air until I could get proper footage. I mean, I could have sold other people's, but you know, nah, I'm okay. But I did separate it from the main review, which is next, as one, it would break the pace of that video because it's like 6 minutes ago on about Kraven. I flip-flop between it because, you know, Kraven's the main villain in Spider-Man 2, but in the review I don't really bring him up. But at the same time, if I do bring him up, I spend somewhat way too long. So it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of a 50-50 on if that was actually a good idea in retrospect, you know. But it was the most stylistic in editing. It was a lot more ambitious than the last two. And I wish I could go back to that a little bit, because I think some videos aren't even as ambitious as that one. Like the text over the characters, stuff like that. That was cool. I try and implement it more in videos, but that was a really, you know, good video. Fun fact, because the house at the time of when I was making that video was super quiet, I was able to voice all the audio and even edit the video all in a single day. Obviously, you know, it was only like a 6-minute video, so yeah, sure, that's not actually that hard. But you know, I guess like a somewhat accomplishment, because the average video before that would take either a month if it's a big video, or if it's like, you know, a small one, about a week, maybe, you know, 2 days to edit, like 2 days to record, so about 4 days overall. But that one, just one day, because I was just on the grind. I was on the fucking grind. It's important I point out that at this time, I was easily able to upload this because this was just before my Wi-Fi was about to go out, which I'll explain more in the Spider-Man 2 review section because it's more apparent there. But yeah, again, this was a great, best video by far so far. I didn't do the Prime one shit. That one's like a 6. It's just a little bit better than Hazbin, but it's whatever. This is the first video I look back on and I'm still pretty proud of. I know I brought up the Kraven movie. As of recording this, I still haven't watched it. I don't care to. I might watch it when it's like in HD, you know. I'm not gonna give Sony money. I know they said they're like not gonna make these villain only films, but I don't care. I don't want to like give, you know, Sony a big check and then they like turn around and go, actually we're gonna make more because Kraven made loads of money, you know. Also, I just don't have a will to watch it. I'd rather watch like good films like Sonic 3. Ooh. But anyway, the Kraven video essay, it was really good, really well made, best video by far. But onto the first massive video of the year, which was, so the Spider-Man one. That one was the first major big video, like about an hour long, because I made a lot this year, somehow, fucking somehow. The video started production in January. I had the video, like the sessions, your gameplay recorded all in about, I want to say like early January, the first 2 weeks, and I was like writing it at a decently steady pace. I was going through it, you know, as you do. I wasn't in a rush to make the video, so I just, you know, slow and steady. And then Insomniac tweeted out officially the New Game Plus update, similar to Frontiers with the updates. I wanted to get out before then. Luckily it wasn't like barely done like the Frontiers video, so I just had to like fucking jumpstart, kick in, just trying to finish the rest of the script off and get it out, which I had about a month to do. But like I just mentioned in the Kraven video, just literally like the day after, just after I'd finished recording and editing and uploading that video, my Wi-Fi was barely working. The only way it would work was usually at night for a few hours at a time. It was never consistent. During the day, it was never on. I'd always have to use phone data, which, you know, I make my videos on a PC, so that's fuck all. It made it incredibly hard to get the, you know, accompanying clips for that video. It was fucking horrendous. It was the hardest. That was the hardest video I've had to make. The Forces was the most mentally and physically draining, but that one was the literally physically hardest to make. But this was actually the first video from that I made in my new, the way I've kept since, and the way that works is after I've done a couple voice recordings and I've edited that down, instead of just waiting and recording the rest, I just edit what I have, leave it there. When I've done, I'll leave it, and then I'll record, cut, complete, edit, you know, rinse and repeat, because it stops it from being, alright, I've done all the audio, time to just edit for 2 weeks. You know, it keeps everything feeling, you know, like a bit of a cycle. It helps to not have burnout, and I appreciate that. But even though I did have the Wi-Fi issues, I got it out a whole week ahead of schedule. The video was meant to come out March 1st. I got it out I think it came out on a Friday. I got it out the Friday before. I don't know how. I guess I'm a gaming whiz. But the video itself, to actually discuss, it's a good video. You know, there's a lot more varied song choices, probably because I was inspired by Godzilla Mendoza. I definitely reused a lot of his songs in his Spider-Man 2 review. Because I didn't want to. It's less because I was trying to copy beat for beat, but it's just I didn't want a lot of Sonic songs in that video. So I didn't think it'd fit, if that makes sense, you know? Because Sonic songs would make sense for like a Sonic video, not really in a Spider-Man video. But yeah, the only actual problem I have with the video is the audio, but luckily it's not at Hazbin levels. It's a lot more bearable. Obviously it could be better, but whatever. I just gotta like look at those videos with a grain of salt, because apart from that, video is actually really good. The suits I brought up in that video, there was one I brought up where I said, oh, the Peter B. Parker suit, oh, it should have been in the game, and the Miles suit in his game, and the animated one based off the Ultimate cartoon, I said as well, should have been in the game. And I obviously brought up other few, like the spider armors, since the last game had all of them and this game had none of them. And then about 3 months after that video came out, Insomniac dropped an update with some extra suits that fans wanted, and the Kid Super ones I also brought up in that video, and they actually had the Peter B. Parker suit and the animated suit. I felt like listened to. That was a great feeling. I don't know if Insomniac actually did watch that video. If they did, you know, as a fan, thank you for listening to what I said. Probably not me. I know a lot of people also asked for the Peter B. Parker suit, but you know, if anybody at Insomniac watched that video, hi. Hello. I hope you like, I like your game. I know in a recent live stream, the most recent time I've actually played that game, I was miserable. That was because I was speedrunning it. The game itself was okay. I mean, while I was making that video, I was in a bit of a honeymoon phase, so I think my judgment was a little bit clouded. I probably have a little bit more issues now than I did at launch, especially the fact that I was kind of banking on there being more DLC than there ended up being, because there is none. But yeah, I have considered making like a semi follow-up video, you know, like Spider-Man 2 post-hype or something like that, where I discuss now that it's coming to PC and no DLC did come out, and the leaked, maybe discussing the leaked Insomniac timeline, because obviously not all of it has happened. I know in the video I said it's unethical, and it's like, no, that was mostly probably because it was like not very, but like somewhat recent. It was like 3 months ago when I was making the video. But now that it's been about a year, not even everything in that has come to pass. Maybe I'll discuss the things that were like concepts that haven't happened, because at the time of that video I thought, oh no, that is still happening. But now that I know definitely not happening, I think it's fair to discuss. But yeah, I should also mention, rest in peace to Tony Todd. I haven't brought it up really ever since, because yeah, when I did read that, I was like, fuck, that actually hit me. That was one of those deaths that I'm like, life short and shit, you know. That never happened, obviously, but it felt like he was meant to live a lot longer than he did. So yeah, rest in peace to Tony Todd. As I did mention in that video, I actually loved his take of Venom. I didn't like how, I wish he was used more, but that was just because he did such a good job. He did a great job in the game. Just underutilized, if anything. I don't know what that means for Venom, because I kept thinking they're going to make a Venom game. They might be. Honestly, I don't know what they'll do. Probably just recast, I'm gonna be real. That's probably what they're gonna do. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, that video was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it overall. But yeah, obviously it's not aged the best. Some things have come to pass, and some things haven't. And some things we'll never know if they're happening, like the Venom game, or the Miles, or like a sequel to Miles' solo game. But, you know, I guess we'll find out. But the video after this was now the April Fool's video. It's okay, I guess. It's an interesting, it's an April Fool's video. There's really not a lot to say. I think it was more funny. I tried to, even though I called it my response, you know, like to allegations that weren't real, I didn't want it to come off. I'm pretty sure, at the least, try to make it aware this is a joke. That's why the thumbnail was like, what happened to Shame? It's the meme thumbnail. Because I didn't want people going in thinking it was allegations of something serious. Or, like, I'd groomed someone. Because, you know, that's not something I want to click. Even on April Fool's Day, I don't want to make that look like something I've done, even as a joke. So the allegation in the video was I was a fake Sonic fan. I haven't even played a Sonic game. I just made it up. You know, it's like a funny allegation. It's not even real. Or like, I don't care about my fans. You know, something so stupid. That is kind of funny. After a quick like look back just now, I forgot about the pee pee poo poo tweet. That's fucking Christ. I'm 12. But you know, it's just to show I was not taking it seriously. I'm making it very clear before I go April Fools. This is a joke. But yeah, it was a fun video. I had a lot of fun because it was just pure bullshit. I didn't have to make like effort or look at like, you know, read into the things it was talking about because I made it up. This was actually somehow the first collab or like voice like people that actually, apart from me talking in my videos, it was the first time Cole had who was Nitpicker at the time. Obviously now he's just Cole. He's just Cole. But you know, it was a fun one. He was like a news anchor and he showed up in character. It was fun. And then there was someone who I was personally friends with. I don't want to bring him up because we're not on speaking terms. But you know, it was a fun video. It was a fun video. You know, Rain Fever was there. Cole was there. It was a fun time. It's a funny video. I'll do one this year. You'll never see what's coming. Because I'll be one step ahead. No, but it was a fun video. It was an April Fool's video. What else can you say? Faking my own death to reenact an essay one bit. It's kind of funny. But yeah, on to the next actual video, which was. So the next is a video on the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is a free-to-play April Fool's prank by the like social media team. It like they just like announced it one day, and turns out, even though it's, you know, a meme like haha Sonic is dead, it turned out to be a lot of fun. It's like an actual game, which like again, as I say in the video, I kind of expected like a haha gotcha April Fool's. This isn't even a real game. No, it's a full experience, and it's a lot of fun. I just kind of go over that it's a lot of fun. I agree with what I said. I do think it is perfect for what it was. Small, fun game. You should all play it. I don't really want to spoil what happens in it, because, you know, you should play it. I do in the video, obviously, but whatever. It's the only things that I can note in that video is... It's one of the only times, so I think it is the only time this year, or in general, but it's one of the only times I actually try and do a vocal performance. I try and actually speak as Sonic, Shadow, and I think, is it Knuckles? Oh, sorry, fuck, I did all of them. I did every male character except Tails. I did Sonic, Knuckles, Shadow, and SBO. I did SBO because I think I was meant to get somebody else to do SBO. I think that was it. I'd handed it off to people at the time I knew. I was going to do Sonic, and I think I was going to do Knuckles, or I was just going to do Sonic. That was definitely one I was locked in for. And then I gave it to other people, and either they couldn't do it because, you know, they like, nah, I'm actually good, which is like fine. Or it was like one of those miscasts where they're like, yeah, I know what the voice is, I just can't do that. So I was like, okay, I'll just do that myself. The only ones I'm actually somewhat proud of, not really, but it's just the Sonic and Shadow one, I'm pretty sure, because I don't know if it's got better in the time. Like, my Sonic just sounds like, okay, let's move it! You know, stuff like that. I don't know if that's good. Let me do another Sonic line. Hey guy, take care. I don't know if that's good. I can't wait to drop in the new Sonic comic dub. I'll be fire, trust. I don't remember my shadow voice in the video, but now it would just be like, huh, I'm the coolest. I don't know. I'm not a voice actor. I could try. I probably could be if I actually put in the effort. But I'm not. I'm more just an amateur who does it for fun, because I'm a fun guy. Yeah. But there's other people. Rain Fever does Tails. He does a good job. And then there's the other two people who I don't really associate with on it, or I just don't talk with anymore. It's personal business. I just want to say we're not on mutual terms. They did a good job in the video. I'll give them that. You know, no bad blood. Art from the artist. They did good jobs for what they were given. But yeah, it was a fun, small stakes videos, as at the time I was doing important like high school like assessments and just tests, which is probably a better term to put, so it's more general, like high school tests, which are like seriously important that you gotta like focus on, lock in, dare I say. So, you know, as an actual YouTuber, where usually they'll put out content in that gap, I put out 3 videos. One was going to be the April Fool's one, the second one was this one, and the third one is the one I'm about to talk about, because you can tell if you were there at the time, they all released in that same week area of like early April. Like the first one came out on the 1st, the Murderer Sonic one came out on the 5th, and I'm pretty sure the DreamWorks one, which I'm about to talk about, came out on the 8th. Or it came out later that week, like 2 days after. Because because in March, you know, got the Spider-Man 2 video out, I had all of March to just pre-make all 3 of these videos and have them ready to upload and just schedule them. And yeah, that's what I did. But again, this video, it's fun. I like Sonic games. I wish there was more games like this where we get more small stakes, getting to see these guys outside of the big adventures. You know, it allows them to... It's not a big game. There's not intense gameplay. But it allows me to see these guys as not just character archetypes and, you know, whatever. Sonic's the hero, Amy's the leader girl, whatever. I don't know what they're doing with her. It's whatever. Tails is the gadget boy. You know, we get to see them interact. We get to see their quirks. You know, Rouge stealing a pen because she's a thief. You know, it's small, but it's cute. You know, it's charming. But yeah, it's a good video. I enjoyed making it. Everybody who was in the video, while I may not be on speaking terms with all of them now, did a good job. On to the next video of this first arc of my channel, which I'll get into when we switch. But the last-ish video, actually no, there's 2. Fuck. But anyway, the next video is. So next we have is the DreamWorks video, the DreamWorks comeback video, which I think has aged somewhat well, kinda. The Wild Robot was my favourite film of 2024. That was a really good film. I don't know why I didn't mention it. I'm pretty sure it just didn't have any trailers out yet. I'm pretty sure I probably would have mentioned it if the trailer was out. But I agree with my sentiment at the time with DreamWorks being I just agree with the DreamWorks comeback not really being a comeback, because DreamWorks is just it's just a studio that's known for, you know, fluctuant quality. Like, you'll get a peak film and then you'll get the most ass for babies film ever. It's never consistent, and it never has been. The problem was Bad Guys and Puss in Boots 2 started this, like, 2 really good films back to back. People thought this was like a trend. When it wasn't, it was just a fluke. Not saying that they're not going to make more good films, you know, Bad Guys 2 are coming out. That looks really good, you know. Shrek 5. You know, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. Jury's still out. I kind of need to wait for footage or anything of note before I make a judgment on it. but whatever. It's the first, you know, non-Sonic video really of the. I know there's the Spider-Man one, but this one's the. I think this is the last video where I branch out. I'm pretty sure. But I liked it. I like the smaller discussion video. I'd like to do more of them next year. It was a fun video. You know, it was in the 3-parter. I'm recording this on a different day, so I don't remember it all fluently. So sorry if I've already brought this up. But from the 3 videos that I brought up before, this is the 3rd one, the final one. And I think this one was not the best. I think the Murder of Sonic is the best, but this one was fun. I like it. I think, again, I feel like I could make more smaller reviews or discussions on current topics. Not all the time, only if I have something to say about it, obviously. I had something to say, I'm sure it had been said before, but I was trying to talk about it more right after the big Megamind stuff had happened, which I haven't watched any. I tried to watch Megamind 2 in like a Discord call, and I just turned it off halfway through. I haven't even bothered watching the TV show, so maybe they are good. Maybe I'm missing out on some like hidden masterpieces, but you know, I'm not gonna go watch it because I'm not that bothered. You know, Bad Guys 2 as well. Didn't mention it in the video, but man, am I excited for that, because those were good films. You know, they've shown that they're worth my time. I enjoyed Bad Guys 1. I can't wait for Bad Guys 2. It's kind of how it works. But yeah, it's a fun video. There's no real stories for this one either. Just fun. So what's next? We are going to. Oh, this is the DLC one. The DLC Break Sonic Frontiers. Honestly, after just rewatching it now to just remember exactly what I did with that video, that might honestly be my least favorite video of 2024, possibly. It's hard to say. Oh, I forgot to mention in the last bit, but the DreamWorks one and this one are the first 2 videos where I have this current audio quality. You'll be able to notice just by watching them, but it gets a lot better going forward, and that kind of bumps them up a bit, obviously. But frankly, this might be just, especially compared to what's come before and definitely what's come after, this is the most sloppiest video ever. It's just about a DLC in Sonic Frontiers that kind of breaks the gameplay loop. That's about it. The problem is 99% of the video is just explaining what the DLC is, and then there's like 10 seconds where I explain how it breaks the game. Don't go into depth about it. It is not great. The problem is as well is like, if there was good editing, there's not really. It's just gameplay, which you know is fine for a review or whatever, but it's not really adding a lot. And my voice is just like, so Monster Hunter is made by Capcom, and they had Sonic in one of their games, and they put Monster Hunter in Frontiers. It's just that level of quality. There's no enthusiasm. It sounds dead. It's a boring fucking video. I remember it being a lot better than it actually is, but sucks. Yeah, there's not a lot to say except shit. It is a shit video. Going now, if anything, it would be released on a second channel, not next big main channel content. You know, I think at the time I said it was to fill in a void, which I get, yeah, but at the same time, I have standards. That really doesn't live up to the standards I want to just be putting out there, so not really happy with it. But yeah, this is one of, if not the final videos of the first half of 2024, which there is a bit of a difference you'll be able to see, because the output definitely slows down, but the length of the videos goes way up. You'll see in a bit. But the next video is, okay, the Tangle and Whisper mini-series video. But this one is a weird one, because I have a lot of emotion. Sounds like I've had a traumatic experience because of it. No, but it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. I must argue, it is a lot of things. It's the first video that blew up per se, which I'll start off on. Okay, so I released it on June 23rd, Sonic's birthday. That wasn't intentional per se. I just wanted to get it out for Pride Month and June. 23rd was just a good date. I got it out on the Sunday. I woke up early the following morning and I went for a bit of a walk. After I had a little sit down, I had a look on like my YouTube studio, my phone, and I looked on the video and it was at 100 views, which obviously for a lot of YouTubers isn't that much, but for me 100 views in like less than a day was crazy. That was like, holy shit, whoa. Even like the Frontiers one, AMV, that did 400 views, took a couple days. 100 views in less than 24 hours was what? Crazy. Sounds like I'm being sarcastic. But that was crazy. That was my first big video, and over the course of that week it hit over 1,000 views, and that was crazy. I was like, holy shit, no way. Yeah, and I would argue that did somewhat help blow up the channel. I was close to 100 views, 100 subs, thanks to that video. I know the Forces race tipped it over, but you know, that we were pretty close because of that. A lot of them probably came in because of that video, and I want to thank everybody so much because of that. But the video itself, if anything, I would say it's more like, again, I think the thing with the voice actresses, more in this case, not really being on speaking terms with at the moment or anymore, frankly, kinda, I'd say it dampers the video personally. You know, I don't want to get you know, it's people I know in my personal life, and I don't want to muddy the water between. I don't want to make things parasocial, but I do want to, you know, I want to be a little bit more open in this video specifically. But unlike the Murderous Sonic, where I'd say it's still fun and my opinions are pretty good, this video is kind of based around the performances, because of that real world knowledge, it kind of dampers the video, at least for me. Hope that hasn't dampened it for you. If you still watch it and you had a good time, it's great, you know. Even the that's why I'll never like really unlist a video. The DLC that breaks Sonic Frontiers, I think that's a terrible video. If you like it, I'm not going to take it down because of that. Somebody might love that video, and I don't want to, you know, take down something somebody else enjoys, you know, unless it's like offensive or you know, something I don't stand with on, you know, something like that, just offensive. Or I think the video itself is like pretty good. I don't really know what to say about it because that person thing really does dampen the video. The person who played Mimic, though, they're just another personal friend who I just asked on a whim. Fucking killed it, by the way. Holy shit, he did a really good job as well. In like just a day. I guess I've got a fun story about the Tangle voice actress, which again, not going to talk about. Fun fact, they didn't record all the lines I'd sent them. They'd record bits and pieces of it, but not the whole thing. So I'd kind of have to work around some scenes. So there's that big scene, obviously, that I center on between Tangle and Whisper after the Vault mission, and there's the big monologue. But because they hadn't recorded every single line, I kind of had to like work around it and make it not come off really awkward and missing key context. It was hard, but I think it came together okay. Whisper's VA, again, not really in speaking terms, but I will say, did a great job. They both did a great job for what they were given. I tried to give the best direction I could. Any bad, whatever, blame that on me, because I was the voice director here, and, you know, it's my job, my video. It's whatever. And the video itself is fine. It's more just personal opinions and personal background stuff that dampers it, but, you know, it's whatever. Looking at it, you know, take art from the artist, I think it's great. It's a great video, but it just dampens it for me. So you get inside knowledge for watching this video. Don't say you haven't learnt today. Anyway, we'll move on to the next video, which is the biggest video of the year, which was... Ooh, here we go. The big one. The big Sonic Frontiers is an experience. Holy shit. First of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who subbed because of that video. Because even though I pretty much was at 30 subs at the beginning of the year, Tangle, the YouTube shorts in between, the YouTube shorts and Tangle and Whisper kind of skyrocketed me to about 100. This video in and of itself pretty much skyrocketed me to 200, all on its own, which is crazy, by the way. Thank you guys so much. But if I was to go into the reason the way the video is like I said at the very start of this video, I plan to make one Sonic Frontiers review back in 2023. And the problem was that video and the production of it just kind of fell apart, and you know, I kept trying, and the problem was it was less feeling like, you know, a passion project, and more like I was trying to force it. It wasn't good. I was just trying to force something out, and it wasn't it. It just wasn't it. I had a lot of imposter syndrome during that, so I'd always just like copy my favorite, not my favorite YouTuber, the YouTuber I'd watched the most at the time. But it just wasn't it. But after making the Tangle and Whisper video, I put out you know, a big YouTube roadmap, and the next video was actually going to be the Sonic movie video, the one on the Sonic movies are great but flawed. That was supposed to be right after the Tangle and Whisper one, but something was putting me off. I just don't think I was in the mood yet. You know, the Sonic 3 hype cycle hadn't kicked in. I wasn't in there yet. The Year of Shadow hadn't really begun yet. So I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna make that Frontiers video. I put that on the roadmap, yeah. I didn't expect to fall through on it, honestly, I'll be real. The whole reason I put Frontiers and Adventure 2 in the same time slot was because it would be one or the other. It was never gonna be both. But, you know, I went, fuck it, go do a Frontiers video. And I just recorded the whole game over a week. And over July, I just made it. I just did it. And my god, is it a great video. It's my best video probably ever, frankly. Only issue I could say is it has some audio mixing issues, probably. It's a long video. It's definitely the most big in scale as well. All the AMVs I had to edit for each segment. All the artwork that Rain Fever cooked up for each island, which is incredible, by the way. Holy shit, did they cook for that. That was so good. So good. I just wanted to make every island feel that next extra step, you know, like a chapter. And when I asked them, they you know, it's like a chapter, you know, obviously the sections are in chapters, but, you know, I wanted to make it feel more grand. That's why I kind of kept the black bars as well, because I just wanted to make it feel that grand, you know how it'd be. But yeah, as well, at the same time, between, I think just after the Tangle and Whisper video, I had just gotten like pretty much like a USB, like, you know, just extension in storage, because the problem with my storage before was it was bad. Honestly, I forgot, I should have mentioned this in a story in the Spider-Man 2 bit, but that video fucking wrecked my PC, by the way. My computer, like, local disk was at 0 gigs because it was too big for the PC to handle. You know, it was massive to, you know, because you got to render it and export it. So all the gigabytes on my PC were pretty much gone. But the thing on my the extension one had 7 terabytes, meaning I didn't really have to worry about limitations on videos and the length. So I was just able to go all out on this one. And oh my god, did I go out, like. But it was the only like hiccup in the process of making it was literally at the very end. I rendered everything, it went fine. Exporting, dude, I exported that video like 5 times, like 3 or 4 times. I had to get a YouTube friend of mine, Coldy. We were literally just sat there DMing each other, just saying, what the fuck's the problem? Because I'd export the video, and then just like on the runtime of like a video player on your PC, I'd just like play through it. Half the video wouldn't load. First half would be fine. The second, no, wouldn't work. Wouldn't let me watch it. And it happened like 3 or 4 times. First I tried to export in 4K, just wasn't allowing me to, so I just went, fine, okay, 1080p. And I did that like 10 times. I don't really know what actually fixed it. I think it was just changing where it got exported to was the problem, I guess. But yeah, video came out, almost 10,000 views. I thought Tangle and Whisper was big, but my god, crazy. You guys are fucking crazy. Holy shit. Thank you guys so much for that. You know, it kind of shows to me that that is kind of what like people who watch this channel want. I think they do, is the massive 1-hour critiques on Sonic or video games, or just in-depth reviews, pretty much. And I'm happy to make them, because they're so much more rewarding than this DLC breaks Sonic Frontiers, which is like 4-minute slot, when I rather make a 1-hour video that I'm proud of. You know, you can watch that in like 10 years and shit, and it'll still hold up. I'd argue it'll hold up somewhat well, you know. It's got long-term value, and I'm glad that a lot of my issues in Frontiers as well got actually addressed in Shadow Generations. Stuff about the animations, the eyebrows, that actually got fixed. Who the fuck? Crazy I was talked about Chaos Island, just for it to be revealed next month, or is coming back in Sonic Frontiers, in Sonic X Shadow Generations. But yeah, I enjoyed working on that video. My god, that might be the best video of the year, but I think a lot of people would say that, but it's hard. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. The Sonic X Shadow one, which we'll get to, the movie video, the Spider-Man 2 one. It's a lot of good. There's been a lot of good videos this year. You know, there's been a lot of videos as well in general. But yeah, this one's a very high top one. This is like top 3. Definitely top 3. Somehow move on to a definitely a lot lower stakes video in comparison, which was now the Symphony video. I'm not gonna like you know, bring up something and like, you know, defend, or I'm gonna be completely real. I was just trying to shamelessly show off I went to a Sonic Symphony. Like, no other way to say it, frankly. Like, I just thought it was cool. I wanted to record it for a video. I thought, oh, that'd be a cool, small, cool-ish video, just going to a Sonic Symphony. I guess it was. You can't really talk about much about the video because it is just me going to a symphony. To talk about the symphony itself, as I said in the video, it's fucking great, man. It's such an like I don't want to repeat myself on what I said in the video, but there's just like it's so nice to be in a room with people that also like the thing you like. It sounds dumb, I know, but it's like, you know, obviously I know Sonic's a lot more popular now than he was even like 5 years ago, but I don't know, at least for me, I don't just walk down the street and just see Sonic fans left and right. The fact I saw so many in one room is crazy. I saw a lot of YouTubers as well. I gotta bring that one up. But no, it was cool. It was cool just seeing fans, Sonic tubers, dare you call them? Is that Sonic tubers? Yeah, I think that's the keyword. My dad, Tomoyo Itani, he was so cool. I love that guy. Every moment just like felt so cool. Even the smallest shit, by the way, like them play, you know, to like pass the time for the screen. They just played a trailer of the recently shown off Sonic X Shadow story trailer. People just gassing up seeing Mephiles the Dark on the screen. she was cool, you know. I might find video footage maybe, but you know, see, just watching on the big screen with other Sonic fans, like the Dark Beginning teaser trailer of all the clips of, you know, characters fighting, cool as shit. Like, it's so cool to just be able to like get hyped and people around you are just also just gassing it up. Like, it's so cool. Crazy enough, the game itself is actually fucking goated, so you kind of win in that aspect too. As well, the concert itself is amazing. All the like the banger tracks were in there. Every 06 main theme was in there. Unknown from ME, Live and Learn, of course, you've got to do that one, it's iconic. City Escape, Endless Possibility, Reach for the Stars, they're all just classics. I don't really have any notes, frankly. It was such a fun night, genuinely. It's one of those like best moments of my life. Best moments of my life things. It's just one of those things where I like I said in the video, if you see one in your area, dude, you should go. You definitely should go. It's so worth your time. It's such a good event, you know. Obviously, if you don't really like Sonic, then, you know, you're not going to get much out of it. I'm saying Sonic fans here, obviously. If you don't know much about Sonic, you might get sucked in by the hype, but, you know, you won't be into it like a Sonic fan would be. It's one of those, it's made for the fans. What can you do? But, you know, it was a good video, I guess. Hope you like my singing. I didn't really expect it to be that picked up on the camera. I thought, which was, you know, funny. But yeah, there's not a lot I can say really. It was just like me vlogging and recapping events with my talk sprite at the time, or my profile picture even. But yeah, just gonna swiftly move on to the next big video, which was supposed to come out a lot sooner than it did, which is now the Sonic movie video. I want to start by saying that one was supposed to come out a lot sooner than it actually did, because initially it was going to come out, obviously, as it said in the roadmap, summer. It was going to come out in like, I think I was going to make it in around June, and then upload it in July or August, like, you know, summer. But you know, Frontiers was like way cooler. And then in late August, I actually started working on the video. Yeah, late August. And you know, I started, and I watched both Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 pretty frequently. Before the actually Sonic 3 trailer had even dropped yet. So, so yeah. And then in like and then I just started college, so I was like still getting used to that. I planned a Sonic Colors Ultimate Project Re-Rainbow video, which I didn't like reveal. I had it written down, but it pretty much, it had that same DLC of Sonic Frontiers thing where it's just reading a wiki, pretty much. It wasn't a good video, I wasn't proud of it, so I just didn't make it, because I wasn't proud, and I'd rather work on, again, bigger projects that I can be proud of long term, you know? So obviously I work on it slowly throughout September, and then after the Symphony video, I kind of get, you know, the hype builds up in me, so I just make it really quick, like, you know, it speeds up the process, pretty much, because I was about midway through Sonic 2, and I got the next part done in 2 weeks. I did the whole Knuckles segment a day before the video was supposed to drop. I was insane! But that is a video, honestly, it might be higher than the Tangle and Whisper one, because I really fucked with that video. Maybe it's because it was a new like medium, you know, film. I don't really talk about film, I just talk about games. But I fuck with talking about films and shit, you know? That was such a good video. Talking about Knuckles and how much I actually really like that show. Talking about how Sonic 2, I really don't really like the film. I think it's the most opinionated I've ever been, frankly. Not saying I'm just a sheep who follows the crowd, but for the record, I don't try and be different. I just say what my thoughts are on blank. For example, yeah, I did like Sonic 3. I thought it was a really good film. I'll talk about it more in depth in its own video. Yeah, sadly, it was better than Knuckles, but but I really enjoyed that video, as I was saying. I would say the only thing I dislike with it is maybe I was a bit too harsh on Sonic 2. Maybe. I don't know. I think I still talk about things I like Knuckles, and I don't know now if I fully agree with my thoughts on Jim Carrey's Eggman. I think I've softened, especially after Sonic 3. I've started growing a more, I've grown more fondness to it now in retrospect, because the transformation wasn't done yet and shit. But I guess that's the thing, is that now looking at Sonic 3, which was a lot more darker in its tone compared to Sonic 1 and 2, which honestly were just very much kids' action-adventure films. So yeah, seeing what you can do under a more dark tone, especially with Gerald, I'm like, whoa. Okay, yeah, maybe I was being a bit too harsh. They weren't done yet. They had a trilogy here. I should have let them finish. I don't want to spoil Sonic 3, but, Jim Carrey just kind of fucking kills it in this film. I'm gonna be real. Maybe takes up a bit too much screen time, but I mean, yeah. It's probably his last film. Might as well let him go off on a high note. Let him... I know it's like Shadow's film as well, but he's got a future, doesn't he? He'll be in other films or a spin-off. It's like Knuckles, he's got time. Jim's on his way out, so, let him do whatever the fuck he wants. I don't want to spoil Sonic 3 too much. It's a movie. It's about the movies that I did talk about. But yeah, Sonic 1, I agree with. It's okay. It's just, serviceable. It only works because of, the circumstances of good casting and good performances and a good Sonic design. Because if those three things weren't in it, it'd fucking suck. Frankly, it would. Sonic 2, it's a little bit better, but a little bit worse, because it's, more Sonic-y, but I think it's, as a film, it suffers because of it, because it's got so many elements it wants to do, but they're not made for one thing, so they kind of just, it leaves the film, so scattered and unfocused on all the things it's trying to do at the same time, and it leaves a lot of them rushed and underdeveloped, sadly. And then Knuckles is, a lot more focused, because it's a spin-off show about a couple of characters, and it's just a lot more fun and surreal, and I really appreciate. And I kind of fuck with those types of shows a lot more. It feels very much like it was made for me, so I like it. But yeah, I enjoyed the Sonic movies. They're flawed films, totally, but I enjoyed them. I think I really want to make that Sonic 3 video, because I've grown a whole new appreciation for the films post Sonic 3. I really need to rewatch that film. It is a really good film. It's a really good film, which you'll see in the video, hopefully coming out next year. Okay, but on to the final video of 2024, which was... And finally, we land on the most recent video and the most recent thing I talked about, which was Sonic X Shadow Generations. And my god, I am surprised I was able to release a video on that game in under a month of its release. I got a near hour video out under a month since it came out, which was crazy. It's recent. It's too recent to say I disagree with it. I stand by everything I said. It's a really good game. Is it better than Sonic Frontiers? Honestly, yeah. Yeah, kinda. Because while Sonic Frontiers is definitely a more ambitious game, Shadow Generations is a lot more of a polished package overall. And that's more important to me. Sure, it's only 3 hours, but it's fucking good 3 hours. There's not really a lot I can say with this one because it is just so recent. For the record, I was right on the Sonic 3 DLC, which Westopolis shit. I fucking called the music, by the way. I'll call that at least. I know they called it Tokyo in the level. Shut up. It was clearly based off Westopolis because why would you give it the music of it? Fucking idiot. I'll probably make like some sort of second channel video on the movie DLC, but I think it's okay. Kind of 50-50 on it because I like it. I like the level. It's got some sick as shit mid-level cutscenes. Only problem with those are always like kills the pacing on replays because they're unskippable and they take up a long time. It's cool on your first playthrough where you just see Shadow wrecking shit. It's not really fun the 45th time, but whatever, who cares. Keanu did a honestly pretty bad job. I get it. Obviously I wasn't watching a lot of the marketing material for Sonic 3 because I was going surprised. So I didn't know. Honestly, my biggest worry is he was going to sound like that the whole film. Luckily he didn't, but yeah, I get it. He probably just phoned it in because it's like a tie-in promo game, not a big budget film. So I get it. Yeah, it's fair, man. I you know, I get what you mean. But still, he just sounds stilted and just not interested to be there at all. Like, engaged. Just sounds like he's reading off a script. The shadow model in the game as well, it's pretty good. I like it. I think it's cute. We should go. I get it, bro. It has a middle mouth, so it would fuck up mid-level cutscenes. But at the same time, I really want to use the skin that I paid for in my pack, my DLC pack. Why can't I just use it in levels? Kind of sucks, honestly. That sucks about that skin is you can only use it in one level, the Tokyo level. You can't use it anywhere else because of the. For the record, why can't I use it in Kingdom Valley? Like, there's no mid-level cutscenes in that level. Same with Chaos Island, pretty much. Like, come on, man. I hope Shadow Generations isn't the peak. If you get what I mean for Sonic games. Like, Frontiers 2 should not be as good as Frontiers, as Shadow Generations. It should be better, you know? Shadow Generations should look ass in comparison to the next game. Similar to how Frontiers kind of looks ass compared to Shadow Generations. We should just keep going up. But, you know, if Shadow Generations is the first game where we can kind of see that new budget kicking in, well, look, we're in a good timeline. Sure, it still has some issues graphically. It's got some glossiness I'm not a big fan of. It's got a bit of a piss filter, which kind of sucks. But for the most part, they're not that big. They're not as big as Frontiers. They're very, like, small and whatever. And even, like, as well, the piss filter, it kind of does work in, like, Rail Canyon, where it's, like, a sunset. So, you know, even the piss filter has its thing. The Sonic Generations thing, yeah, it's still okay. Just got a bad story now, or like a mid dialogue, but who the fuck cares? Who cares? It's Sonic Generations, man. I'm pretty sure mods already exist that have tried to mod back in the initial dialogue, so that's something, you know. At least on PC you can just like ignore it. But even looking at the modding scene for the remaster, there seems to be nothing, probably because not many people want to port over their mods that they've already made for the original. Which I get, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, there's not a lot I can really add that I can think of. It's probably got the best thumbnail, I'd argue, out of all my videos this year. But that's about it. That's the final video of 2024. Obviously, I'll go into it a bit later, but that there was meant to be more. But yeah, that's the last one. Guess guess we'll just keep moving. We'll move on. Let's go, go, go. So finally, after all the build-up, I don't know how long this video is, but after all this time, time to actually rank every video I made in 2024. Starting with last place, which is this DLC breaks Sonic Frontiers. Now, I've said it a lot. It's shit. It's a sloppy video. It's not interesting. I wasn't even interested in making it. It's bad. You know, I don't enjoy it. I don't look back on it with any sort of proudness. It's shit. It is poorly made. If I were to delete any video off my channel, it would be that one. You know, there's no redeeming qualities in my eyes. Maybe the audio, but still, even like the DreamWorks video did that first, so it's not really a highlight that video got, you know. But to move on to 12th place is Hazbin Hotel's messy first impressions. Now, it's not bad. Hell, honestly, it's kind of a good thing that the first video of the year is in last place, because it means we're only going up from here. But you know, it's not great. The video quality is poor because it's like a leaked video. It's like 480p. There's blur to get rid of someone's watermark. I'm very monotone in the video, so that doesn't help. The audio hasn't been fixed yet, so that's not great. Only thing I can agree with is maybe the points, but I could have said it way better. You know, it's just not. Looking back, I can do better. You know, that's about all. That's all I have to say on it. I can do better. But to go on to 11th place is Sonic Prime Season 3 was nearly great. Again, a little bit better, but still just not that great. It's the earliest of the year, so you know, that's not bad that those are the worst, I'd say. But you know, they're still not that great. All I'd say is I think maybe the editing and just the way I spoke was a little bit better in the Prime video, but again, they're about the same. Just kind of okay, but we can do better in hindsight. Here at 10th is how the Sonic Symphony made me love Sonic again. Yeah, well, it's just a vlog, realistically. It's just a bit of a vlog, with me just kind of sewing together what happened before, in between, and yeah, and in the middle. So it's not great. Like, again, the editing is just better than the first two, and the voice is better, so it beats the first two videos out, and it has a better thumbnail. But that's it. You know, as videos, it's just a vlog. There's no real editing going on. I just kind of cropped longer footage of the Symphony down so it's not overly long and padded. But yeah, it's whatever. It's okay. I enjoy it for what it is, but as an actual video, it's pretty shit, honestly. In 9th place, we have April Fool's My Response. It's a fun time. It's a fun time, but at the same time, it is like a shit post type video. Like, I didn't put too much effort into it. Like, it's funny, and you know, as a video, it does kind of outrank it in editing, the first two, and just overall funniness, I'd say. But it's still like just kind of okay. It's whatever. You know, I don't think you're gonna be rewatching it. I just have more fondness for it in general, because of just, I thought it was a lot more funnier than the other two videos. But just the way everything was said and enunciated, it's hard for these early videos because they're all about the same to me. But, you know, we move. Now, here in 8th, which, again, maybe a little bit shocking, is the Tangle and Whisper miniseries is beautiful because, like I said, it's pretty good, but it's like the IRL things behind it really do hammer it down for me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look away from the artist, but the problem is that like they are too integral, so it really does numb it down. Plus, it's just like okay. Everything up from here is really good. You know, it gets better. Obviously, it gets better and better, of course. But this is from worst to best, by the way. But you know, it's just that's really holding it back, and that's the only video that I'd argue is holding it back. Because the rest don't really have that one, except like the Murderous Sonic. But I don't know. I think I'm able to, you know, take that part out and still have a pretty fun video, because I am voicing half the characters as well. But it does suck, because it is a great video, and it was the first big video of, you know, big blown up video. But you know, whatever. Again, we move. In 7th place is, did DreamWorks really have a comeback? Now, I just really like it because it's very different, honestly. You know, it's the first video to have the fixed audio. That gets it a bit of a bump up. It's the first video really not on Sonic or Spider-Man, or, you know, and is good. And I really like just having a video that is just more asking a question and looking at, you know, it's just a question really. And we talk about that for a whole video. And I just think it's a lot more, it's the best of the more quaint videos that are a lot shorter. There's not a lot to say because it's just like a 6-minute video where I just say, did DreamWorks have a comeback? No, not really. And I think I do a good job explaining it, you know, with not only my enunciation, but the audio, the editing, everything. It's really good. Now, here in 6th place, which I'm not sure if that's a hot take or not, but Kraven the Hunter is Insomniac's best villain. Now, I just love it because it's just a really good video essay all on its own. Obviously, the next few videos are all really, really, really good. Just a few things holding it back. Number one, it's just a bit short. It feels like it's a part of the bigger Spider-Man 2 video, just cut out and put on its own, which does hold it back a little bit from going higher. Again, the audio quality, my god. And number 3, it's just kind of not that funny. I get it. There's like one good joke about Miles when he shows up on screen, like the shitty music that he plays in his own game comes up like that, boom boom, but like that shit comes in. That's kind of funny, but I don't know. It's hard to kind of describe and rank your own videos, especially when it's kind of off the whim. I think it's good. It is really good. Obviously, it's in A tier. It's like an A tier video for me, but it's like low A tier, if you get what I mean. It's like low, because it's great, but still got a lot of flaws that is holding it. It's more just like nitpicky things that are holding it back, that the other 2 videos, again, still do have, but they have things that, like, you know, make up for it, which Kraven really doesn't have. You'll see what I mean in a bit. Now, on to 5th place, which is The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog is Perfection. Now, like I said, this one has similar issues like awkwardness with some of the VAs in the video, bad audio, stuff like that. But honestly, like the comedy in that video and some of the editing to that like enhances the comedy kind of make up for it, if that makes sense. And it's not really talking, it's more like a hot take, I'd argue, where it's talking about a game that won't really get the spotlight. If you get what I mean, right? Because Kraven would get a big video because he's the main villain of the big new Spider-Man game. But I don't know how many people would like making reviews on the murder of Sonic. Sorry, again, I've said many times in this video, I ramble a lot, like just when I'm off the cuff. So sorry if a lot of this doesn't make sense to you, but I'm a bit sleep deprived as well, which doesn't help. But I just think it is a little bit better. I just think it's a lot more charming to me. It's a more fun video, and I think a video of mine I prefer more fun than, you know, serious, because I feel like if I do a more fun video, it's got a better chance of being good, frankly. And also I feel like I tribute more to the video than the Kraven one, where I do just play like the ending cutscene of Kraven's like death in that video. So, you know, which isn't great. Again, it just feels like a clipped out of a bigger video where the murder of Sonic kind of stands on its own. And as I said, on to number 4, which is Spider-Man 2, A Beautiful Mess. Now, these are all the big videos. The top 4 are the big videos, so it is like picking a favourite child. It's kind of hard, but sorry, Spidey 2, you gotta go down here. Again, bad audio, stuff like that. Sometimes a little bit monotone, stuff like, but it's good. It's a really good video. But when it's like up there with the greats, it is just slipping a bit. I like the video. I feel like I was a bit too. Honestly, I feel a little bit like I was being a bit too nice. I was still in that honeymoon phase. I feel that may have clouded my judgment, maybe just a little bit, because I would not be that nice to the game now. I'm definitely a lot more critical, especially after, you know, the lack of DLC, the lack of any real updates to the game post-launch. Just annoys me, so yeah. I still think the video is great though, but again, definitely disagree in some points. I feel like I was still being a bit too nice. The disagreeing bit, of course, is just a little bit, not too much. It's still a really good game, but it's just in the story bit where it starts to lack. But yeah, the AMV as well at the end did boot it up, especially up to as high as it has. But you know, the other 3 kind of beat it out, I'd say. But let's move on to the top 3 now, with number 3 being Sonic X Shadow Generations is a masterpiece. Now, it was hard. You know, these 3 are all really good videos to me, but I don't know. I really like what I did with the movie video and Frontiers just a bit more. Not saying Shadow's bad. It is still a really good video of mine, but I don't know. I feel like I just went all out just that little bit more on those 2 videos compared to that one. Which is still great, you know. Again, it's still great. I go into depth on both the Sonic side and the Shadow side, which honestly, not trying to throw shade at any other like reviewers who've made a review on Sonic X Shadow, but I do feel like some people do neglect the remaster, even just a little bit. Like they just gloss over it and they go straight onto the Shadow Gen side. Not trying to throw shade at anyone. It's something I kind of pick up on, but I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad I did spend some time talking about the changes between the original and the remaster, and then having a full-on like discussion about Shadow Generations. The prologue, some of the new lore added because of Shadow Generations, or like explained. I'm happy I discussed the whole package pretty much. But as I just said, I do think the other 2 videos did that a little bit better, just a little bit. That pushes it over. Again, this one had an AMV segment which did push it up quite high, but at the same time, these next 2 videos, they're just on a different level, man, personally. And that's why number 2 goes to the Sonic movies are great but flawed. Now, I feel like some people would put the Sonic X Shadow Gen video above it. I disagree. There's just a personal connection to that video. I don't know. It's becoming a favourite. I just like a lot of the stuff I did with it. It's just different. Talking about the movie. I don't know. I just love the Knuckles show, man. It's really growing on me. I love Wade, my goat. But I don't know, I really like discussing the Knuckles show specifically, because it was something I liked a lot more than others. It felt like, you know, a bit contrarian-like, and I liked actually explaining my thoughts. And if anybody, like, changed their mind on Knuckles because of my video, that's great! I'm glad you did. Well, I'm not glad, you know, I'm glad I was able to open your mind to a different perspective on it. But if you still don't like the show even though you watched my video, then that's cool too. You know, it's not made for everyone, I get that. But, you know, at least thanks for hearing me out, at least. But, you know, obviously, I enjoyed, you know, I was hyped for Sonic 3. That's why I made the video, because I wanted to look back on the Sonic movies and TV show that got us here. And they are, honestly, kind of a mixed bag. You know, some are good, some are bad, some are kind of eh. You know, it's a bit all over the place. And I kind of wanted to highlight that, which I think I did pretty well. Moving on to first place, though, it's pretty obvious. Sonic Frontiers is an experience. It's hard to beat that one. That was definitely the magnum opus of the year. You know, it was a big video. It was over an hour. I got custom art for the video, custom AMVs for every Titan in that video, going very deep on the story of it. It was the biggest video of the year, and even though I liked the Sonic movie video, I don't think we can kind of top that, frankly. Again, if I were to recommend a video, it would definitely be Sonic Frontiers as an experience. Sonic movies are great but flawed, and Sonic X Shadow Generations. Those three are the best videos of the year, especially Frontiers as an experience. It didn't get 9k views for nothing. And there we go. Every video I've made in 2024 ranked. Again, for like the 4th time, I apologize if my rambling was a bit confusing and incoherent. I am very tired, and that's why I have scripts, you know, to make my ramblings make sense, you know, and shit. But this was different, and it was a bit fun, you know. I do kind of enjoy just talking and rambling on to you lot, and if you're still watching, fuck me, you deserve a gold medal. You deserve the Patience Award. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a great 2025. I hope you've had a great holidays as well. But I hope you have a great 2025. I hope videos, you know, somewhat consistently come out in 2025. And I'll see you in the new year.
That I'll see you again.